Dear brothers, I am Adama. Continuing our journey, today we will comment on Chapter 10 of Book 2 of Telos. Many wonder, why do we talk so much about networks, energy networks, crystalline networks, stellar networks? What are these networks actually? Symmetrically, there are points on the planet that connect directly to the Earth's core, as if they were wires being fed by Gaia, like big pointers stuck into the planet. This is a metaphorical vision so that you understand what these networks are. Each point interconnects with the other, in a linear way, as you know, connecting one point to another. Imagine that there is a thread connecting one point to another, and all the points are interconnected, none are left out. If you expand your thoughts, you will see that a large network will be formed around the planet. And that's really what happens, it's the networks that exist around Gaia. And I would say they exist throughout the universe. Each planet, each orb, connects with another great universal network, with the networks of its galaxy, with the networks of the great central sun, and that is where all energy expands. Right now, this great grid around the planet is being charged with a lot of energy. And who generates the energy for this network? The Earth's crystalline grid. Although many think that because crystals are just stones that do nothing, crystalline beings are responsible for all the maintenance of this large network on the planet. And today they are tasked with making this network increase its power even more. Imagine a device that you have on the surface plugged into the socket. If you don't plug this device into the socket and it needs electricity, it won't work properly. For it to work, you need to connect it to electricity. I will draw a parallel between us. We humans are connected to these networks so that we can receive all the energy necessary to maintain our bodies. And no, it doesn't matter if you are there in the third dimension and I am here in the fifth, this is the primordial source for our existence, because this energy comes from Father or Mother God, so she carries our bodies so that we stay alive. Very good. And this crystalline grid that is being charged and amplified at this time affects you as well, to those of you who are on the surface. Your DNA chain is not fully known to your scientists, they only see part of it, because the other part was obscured so that you could remain in duality on this planet. With the activation of this great energy grid around Gaia, it is as if you have been plugged into a higher voltage than the voltage you normally experience. And this voltage is heating up your DNA network, activating all the other lines. Soon, very soon, many of you will have the chain completely activated. No longer just 2 ribbons, but 12. And this will make you feel, perceive, see, everything around, but not with physical eyes, with the eyes of the soul, because your vision beyond the dimension will be activated. And you will be able to move between dimensions, constantly, without any type of loss. You may ask us, then why don't you go between 5th and 3rd to be with us? Understand this, where do you live today? In the 3rd dimension, your bodies are accustomed. When moving to the quinta, their bodies will feel strange, but they will gradually adapt. But the great property of remaining in tercera will continue to exist. Then you will be able to come to the 5th dimension, yes, but for a short time yet, because your bodies will not be ready to receive so much energy in such a short space of time. And when I say bodies, I mean physical bodies, not astral bodies. Likewise us. Our usual environment is the 5th dimension, can we go to the 3rd? We could, but it would be very exhausting for us, it would be very painful to enter a lower vibration than ours. So we prefer, as I have already said, to meet halfway, in the 4th dimension, which is halfway for us and halfway for you. So right now, the activation of these networks around the planet is bringing about the entire evolution of your bodies. And there is no choice. I want it or I don't want it. Everyone is being affected by the transformations. Do not understand that with this everyone will ascend. I would say that everyone can ascend, if they want, because ascension does not just depend on a crystalline body, it depends on the heart, it depends on your will, and on your behavior towards what is around you. I would tell you that right now, this great energy that is on the planet comes from the crystalline beings, the Brotherhood of the Rose. So each of you can make your connection. All it takes is a simple stone, however small, but it could be the contact with this great kingdom. Prepare the stone, and leave it in a place that only you can access. Say to the stone, "You are my connection to the crystalline beings." Nothing more. Just wait. And every now and then you might look at that rock and something come to mind. Don't think it's silly, you asked for a connection and it will happen. The closer you are to the crystalline beings, the more your bodies will be ready for change. But this all needs to be done with love and trust. Don't do it just to do it. Do it with your heart.